Welcome to this week's episode of In-Depth Outdoors.
Come on, baby. That's a giant.
With James Holtz and the IDO fishing team. On the ice, chasing the hottest bites.
Oh. Look at that. This is so much fun.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here with In-Depth Outdoors. On today's show, we're headed to Mille Lacs Lake in central Minnesota. Now, for a show like this one, an early start makes all the difference. In my opinion, if you're not on the ice well in advance of sunup, you've missed the bite. So first order of business is to get my truck to Cal Schwiel's house so I can pick him up, get his gear loaded, and get on the road headed to the lake. Now, one of the things I really like about fishing with Cal is he's efficient and he knows exactly what needs to be done. It didn't take more than a few minutes for Cal and I to load all of his gear, get everything secured down tight, and be back on the road headed for the lake. Now, I gotta admit, I'd much rather be in bed at 4:45 in the morning, but one of the nice things about having an hour to spend with your fishing buddy in a truck is you get to work through all your game plan for the day. And by the time we actually pull into the parking lot at the landing, we're pretty excited about getting that day on the road. So within a few minutes, everything's unloaded, all of our gear's in hand. Cal's got that GPS unit all ready to go, directing us to the place we intend to start our day. It didn't take very long. We had everything strapped down, organized in the otters, ready to go, and we were off with one goal in mind. We wanted to have all of our holes punched and every depth checked before that sun started to come up on the horizon.
Wow, just out of nowhere, this fish decides to come in and hit. There we go. Nice start to the morning. Here we are, first fish of the morning here. Just a nice 19-inch walleye, just an inch over the new slot as of December 1st here on Mille Lacs Lake. Anything over 18 inches has got to go back, so I'm going to get this one back, get back down there. I saw a couple more, so. There he is.
About time. He's not all that big. I have a bit of an issue here, Cal. He's kind of froze in. My hole isn't very big. I'm gonna let him retreat. If you make a bigger hole there, that'd be awesome.
Is it a good one?
Oh, he's not bad. He's low 20s. He's too big to try to pull through that little hole.
Could always get him with the other hole.
Yeah. Of course, that one is wide open. Yep.
See your lightning spoon right there.
His snoot?
Yeah, right here. See him?
Yep. Not a bad fish, is he?
No, bad at all.
Come here, sweetheart. Come on, come on. Look at that big old mouth. There you go, girl. Orange chartreuse lightning spoon, 3/8 of an ounce. Don't normally fish anywhere near that heavy. Truth be told, typically I'd like to be fishing about an 1/8 in water this deep, but with all that back current, due to all that open water over my right shoulder, things are a little bit different here on Mille Lacs Lake today. All right, we're gonna let that fish go. Definitely in the slot, not one that we can keep. So with a tail kick, say goodbye to me. All right, she threw some water in my glove. That's what I get for being a nice guy. Thanks for the hand.
Yep.
I was kind of in a pickle there. She was about twice as big around as the hole, so she wasn't coming up there without a hand.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
You bet. There he is. Oh yeah, nice fish. Feels like a good one here. You can see him along the side of the ice. Mille Lacs is clear water. You can see the fish so far down in the lake. It's pretty cool to watch him come up the hole here. There he is. Nice Mille Lacs walleye. Just crushed that slender spoon. Just came up and just demolished it from the bottom here. Pretty fish. I don't know, low 20s, 21, 22 inch fish here. 1/4 ounce slender spoon, gold, high skies with that nice green reflective tape going on it today. Real nice fish. Pretty good wind today, so this one's obviously way above the slot, so we'll do our best to get this one back as quick as we can here for her. There we go. There she goes. Awesome, awesome, awesome fish. That fish just absolutely came in and just destroyed that slender spoon. This is what we're using, that 1/4 ounce slender spoon, that thicker profile, and just tipping it with the minnow head. Minnow head is just purely for scent, attracting those walleyes in. So pinch off the head of the minnow, throw away the rest of the body, or you can save the tail and use the tail if you like. So get back down there.
There's an old saying, you can give a man a fish, or teach him how to fish. But what if you gave him something that taught him how to fish better, smarter, faster? Seems like you've made a happy man. Markham, tech that makes anglers happy.
Some would have you believe things aren't built to last anymore. At Otter Outdoors, every day starts with the same 3 questions. Is it tougher? Is it stronger? Is it smarter? If the answer is no, we toss it out and start over. With the legendary Otter sled, it's built tougher. With a 900 denier shell, it's built stronger. With an extensive line of accessories, it's built smarter. Otter products are built with the hardcore ice angler in mind. Now that's something you can believe in.
Mind if I fish with you guys?
No, but if you're using Custom Jigs and Spins lures, you better get a bigger bucket.
With Custom Jigs and Spins new tungsten heavy metal jigs, you'll get down to the big ones quickly and catch more and bigger fish. These jigs have been designed by world-renowned Croatian ice fisherman Čekaj Matin.
Čekaj #1 with Čekaj Lures Fishing. Go Čekaj, go!
So when you use Custom Jigs and Spins, try the new tungsten heavy metal ice jigs.
Custom Jigs and Spins, the hottest bait below the ice.
Thorne Brothers is your ice fishing headquarters, offering a huge selection of ice fishing gear from ice tackle to ice houses. Thorne Brothers has the best prices on brands you rely on to help you put more fish on the ice. Looking for a custom ice rod? Our in-house custom rod shop makes the most sensitive ice rod you've ever laid your hands on. Stop into our new store located off Highway 65 in Blaine, Minnesota, or browse our large inventory online. Thorne Brothers, helping you make this your most enjoyable ice season ever.
One thing to keep in mind if you're thinking about coming to a lake like Mille Lacs with really good water clarity is the type of conditions you'll be fishing under. And by that I mean, what type of sunlight will you have? Will you have a cloudy day versus a very bright day? And generally speaking, on a lake like Mille Lacs, when I'm fishing shallow like this, particularly when there's no snow cover, under those conditions, I'm not usually that excited to come out here and fish all day long if we're gonna have bright bluebird sky conditions. Typically what you'll see on a day like that is a good bite early in the morning, a good bite later in the day, and really nothing in the middle when we're up in shallows like this. Today is kind of one of those days though that I'm willing to stick it out, knowing that what we've got coming is a low pressure system. And you can really see the dividing line between this low pressure system that's coming in slowly. It's just over my left shoulder here. It's pushing out that high pressure, sending it off to the south and east out over the lake. It's going to bring some snow. The humidity is going to rise, and those are the kind of conditions that I just love on a body of water like Mille Lacs. It's clear, you get these overcast conditions, and with these reduced light levels now that we've got these initial thin, sparse clouds, I really think we'll see an increase in the activity level out of these fish. Midday things were tough, but this is why we stuck around.
I just heard you talking about that pressure system, James, and I looked down and I just saw just a huge red mark on that Markham, and she came in with the vengeance and just smacked this slender spoon here. Come on, sweetheart. There she is. Look at that chunk on that fish. Just probably a low 20, 21, 22 inch fish, but just healthy. Once again, just looked down, looked away for a second, looked down, and that fish was coming up right after this slender spoon. As you can see, she just absolutely inhaled it. Cross-faced, right in the top of the snoot. Excellent place to be hooked. Look at that healthy fish. We'll let her go. Thanks, sweetie. There we go. Conditions are right for an excellent evening here on Mille Lacs. I think it's going to be a really good night for us here. Hopefully some bigger fish step in. You know, looking for those upper mid 20-inch class fish, and conditions seem to be perfect, so I'm going to get back at it.
There he is. Oh, I can see him under my feet. You know, we've had such an extended run of dry weather this year. We just haven't had any snow accumulation on the lakes at all. So we're kind of getting used to looking down through the ice to see what we've hooked up. And every time this fish rolls or turns, you can see that big old white belly. Come on, sweetie. Here he is. It's so cool to be able to see him like that. Here we go. All right, not a giant, super nice fish. Hit that orange chartreuse lightning spoon again. Real good color for me here. Use that one here on Mille Lacs Lake and Clearwater, up on Rainy Lake and Stained. I guess it's one of those fairly universal patterns. You know, one of the modifications that I've made the way I'm presenting to these fish is that I've gone with a much smaller portion of the minnow head. I kind of had a tough morning. We didn't get them all on camera, but I had hooked up and lost 7 fish in about a 2.5 hour span. And what was going on is I typically will fish about half a minnow when I'm baiting my spoon. And I think a lot of these fish were coming in and hitting short. So I just barely get a hook in them and then they'd pull free. Now what I'm doing is I'm hooking up a minnow head, but I'm cutting that minnow head very short. Basically right behind the ears, right at the gill plates. And it's making for a much smaller target. So instead of just nipping at that larger portion of minnow and not getting enough hooks in the mouth to stay hooked up, they're getting the treble hook inside the mouth, and I'm able to ice every one of these fish that hits. Nice fish. I'll put that one back. Back she goes. That's not the fish we're looking for. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but with these conditions coming into late afternoon like this, we're expecting some big fish. 26 plus is kind of the goal here this afternoon. Somebody ices a fish of that caliber, we'd call it a very successful outing.
Hello, I'm Dave Markworth. I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At the Skeeter Boat Center, we carry the Midwest's largest selection of Skeeter fishing boats, all at prices you can afford. And we offer test drives on most models in stock. Our highly trained staff will provide you the personalized service that you deserve. So check us out at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
There's an old saying, you can give a man a fish, or teach him how to fish. But what if you gave him something that taught him how to fish better, smarter, faster? Seems like you've made a happy man. Markham, tech that makes anglers happy.
Mind if I fish with you guys? No, but if you're using Custom Jigs and Spins lures, you better get a bigger bucket.
With Custom Jigs and Spins new tungsten heavy metal jigs, you'll get down to the big ones quickly and catch more and bigger fish. These jigs have been designed by world-renowned Croatian ice fisherman Čekaj Matin.
Čekaj #1 with Čekaj Lures Fishing. Go Čekaj, go!
So when you use Custom Jigs and Spins, try the new tungsten heavy metal ice jigs.
Custom Jigs and Spins, the hottest bait below the ice.
26 plus is kind of the goal here this afternoon. Somebody ices a fish of that caliber, we'd call it a very successful outing. Now, we were expecting to run into some upper 20-inch class fish, but those big fish we were looking for never did show up. It was a complete head scratcher to Cal and I. We felt like we were in the right place. We had a great presentation, and for whatever reason, those big fish never did show up. And as I'm driving home and we're listening to weather forecasts, we've got snow coming in the evening. We've got a dropping barometer. Everything's coming together, leaving me feeling like I just need to go back. We were just one day off. So that's the second half of this show. Day one, we were close. We just barely missed our target. Here in the second half of the show, I'm back on Mille Lacs by myself to see if I can't find those big fish that eluded us the day before. This is not my first bite of the morning. You know, actually I missed my first couple fish, but this one's hooked up. There was just something about yesterday afternoon. I had so much fun fishing with Cal, and I actually don't generally spend a lot of time fishing alone. It's actually kind of hard to do it when you're ice fishing. Oh, this is a decent fish. Ice fishing as a single is kind of hard to do because you got nobody to fish holes after you punch them. But there was just something about that weather yesterday afternoon with this storm front coming in. Obviously we got snow during the evening. I just thought, you know what, the fish are gonna go today. Just had that big fish feeling in my bones. So I just wanted to come back out, do a little fun fishing all by myself. I don't get to do that very often, and you know what? A lot of times guys just forget that a little alone time out here on the ice, catching fish by yourself is pretty darn nice. Of course, I'm not all alone. If I want to go talk to the neighbors, I certainly can. I'll let that one go. What a nice fish. And away he goes. My hands seem to warm up a little bit quicker when the fish are biting. All right, got that fish on a lightning spoon, orange chartreuse, red hook. That's a Custom Jigs and Spins product. You know, I've been fishing a lot of slender spoons, and this morning I missed those first couple of opportunities I had. And you know, typically if I get 2 or 3 fish that either reject the offering or I don't get real good hookups on them, maybe they're going to short hit it and they get off, that's telling me something's not quite right. So I switched over to a bait that's a 1/8 ounce lightning spoon. It's a lead spoon, obviously painted, glow on the back with a red hook. And what I really like about this spoon is it comes with a bend. It's not just a plain lead slab spoon, it's got a bend in the body. And what I feel that does is as it falls through the water column, it gets a lot more action on the fall because of that bend. That's a 1/8 ounce lightning spoon. Obviously yesterday we were fishing much heavier lures due to that crazy current we had going through this area. Today, the current's gone, the wind's down. It's actually switched completely in the opposite direction. So hopefully today we won't have to deal with that river running under the ice. I need a minnow. Here we go. You know, I've been kind of waiting for this, just to get a little snow cover out here on this ice. We've had some really good walleye bites here early in the season, but with this glare ice, typically what happens, you get bright sunny conditions like this, and these walleyes shut off. So this is really one of the few times so far in 2011, 2012, when I've had a good walleye bite in shallow water right in the middle of the day. I mean, the sun's out now, and I attribute a lot of that to the fact that we've got some snow on the ice now. This feels like a decent fish. You know, for all the issues we've had with ice conditions across the state, once we're out here, once we've determined that the ice is in decent shape, fishing this winter has been phenomenal. The conditions we've fished in, I mean, how many days have we had where we've been able to be out here on the ice fishing in 35, 40 degree weather? So yeah, it's been hard on making ice, but it's been wonderful for the conditions we get to fish in. Oh, this guy's crosswise right below the hole. Come here, buddy. Behave. There we go. You know, that's a pretty darn nice fish. It's so bright and sunny out right now. Most people would just about guarantee this is not usually what's going to happen under conditions like this. But we're still catching fish. Still that lightning spoon. 1/8 ounce orange and chartreuse, red hook. Nothing more simple. And that is a really nice fish. I mean, we're pushing 23, 24 inches there. Bright sunny skies on a day where I tell you what, I'm going to be more concerned about, you know, not having sunscreen than warm clothes. I'll take those conditions any day. So we'll let that fish go. That's a dandy. Yeah, you are. All right. You know, these are not normally the kind of conditions a walleye guy is going to look for. I came back out here today thinking that those low clouds and those heavy skies were going to result in a great walleye bite. And to be honest with you, we're catching more and bigger fish right now, middle of the day with the high skies. So, you know, we'll take it. It's not what I'd usually count as perfect walleye conditions, but if the fish are biting, the fish are biting.
Some would have you believe things aren't built to last anymore. At Otter Outdoors, every day starts with the same three questions. Is it tougher? Is it stronger? Is it smarter? If the answer is no, we toss it out and start over. With the legendary Otter sled, it's built tougher. With a 900 denier shell, it's built stronger. With an extensive line of accessories, it's built smarter. Otter products are built with the hardcore ice angler in mind. Now that's something you can believe in.
Hello, I'm Dave Markworth. I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At the Skeeter Boat Center, we carry the Midwest's largest selection of Skeeter fishing boats, all at prices you can afford. And we offer test drives on most models in stock. Our highly trained staff will provide you the personalized service that you deserve. So check us out at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
I tell you what, they're getting aggressive now. I wish it could be this time of day all day long, to be honest with you. I got another fish down there. Got him. Oh man, I wish all day was like this. Ooh, this feels like a decent fish. Oh, here we go. Bigger fish, definitely. Get down in there after him. All right. Oh, that's a long, thin guy. Look at that one. He needed a meal. You know, just got to keep going. This won't last long. I mean, really, by the time the sun gets down below the trees, you lose so much light that either these fish go really shallow and I lose them, or they just stop feeding. Regardless, I need to hurry. Later, buddy. Got him. I've not seen it yet. It's definitely a walleye. It's definitely a big walleye. Just need to get him on the ice here. Come on, sweetheart. Get this one topside. That'll make this trip all worthwhile. Around and around and around she goes. There we go. Not bad at all. I actually thought she was going to be a lot bigger than that. She just gave me all I could handle and then some. But you know what? I know we're running out of daylight here. We're running out of time. But what a phenomenal fishery. A great bite on a beautiful night. Not a breath of wind, warm conditions. You know, there's been so many of us have talked about the poor ice conditions this winter, but on the flip side, we've had some wonderful fishing weather. Nice fish. I need a minnow. There we go. Boy, I tell you what, the last 20, 30 minutes of this day, worth every minute of the drive. I think this is another really nice fish here. They're coming up now. This is a big fish. You know, my gut told me. Cal and I had a fantastic day yesterday. I really enjoy fishing with him. Got on the road last night and there was just something about yesterday, the way the day ended, that made me want to come back. I felt almost compelled to come back. And this is why. The conditions were just right for it. We had that little front go through. Check this out, people. What a fatty. I know a lot of anglers shy away from fishing in shallow water. Yeah, the bites might be a little bit harder to find, but the fish that you're going to be on in shallow water are so aggressive. Lightning spoon, like magic. Well, look at that fat mama. Say goodnight, sweetheart. Man, I tell you, if you're an ice fisherman, you know what this feels like. This feels awesome. If you've never ice fished before, give it a shot. It's just a phenomenal sport. Oh, yeah. So things are really starting to come together. We're into that part of the afternoon where the fish are moving in. I can just tell by seeing them on the LX7 that they're coming in hot. They're ready to eat. And that's when it happens, man. I got Cal on the phone telling him that you should be here. I wish you could be here, buddy. The fish are going, and I'm expecting that big fish to just take this show all the way home. I gotta go, gotta fish, bye. I'm trying to get close enough to that transducer to pull it. This fish just boxed it. Ooh. Transducer's out, that's step one. Get that flasher out of the way, step two. Man, I tell you what, this last 20 minutes has been a lot of fun. I might come back again tomorrow. Woo, there we go. That's the head shake I love. I think every walleye fisherman out there can relate to what that feels like. Big old head swings. She's feeling pretty good. Come on, sweetheart. Hoofda. Now. Oh!
No.
I can't even believe it. And I still don't believe it. I talk a cameraman to show up for a second unscheduled day. I get the fish going. I hook the fish that's gonna absolutely put a bow on this entire show, get him to the bottom of the hole, and he pops off. Are you kidding me? Okay, normally I don't get that upset about losing a fish, but when you start to pull all that stuff together, the climax that it would have been right at the end of the day, only to have that fish pop off as soon as I see his eyeballs at the bottom of the hole, still can't believe it. Anyway, the next time you lose a fish out there on the ice, trust me, it happens to everyone. Just don't do it when somebody's got a camera in your face. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
If you enjoyed today's show, let our sponsors know. In-Depth Outdoors is brought to you by Markham Technologies, one step ahead. Otter Outdoors, tougher, stronger, smarter. Custom Jigs and Spins, the hottest baits below the ice. FXE Snowsuit, the science of warmth. And Thorne Brothers, your fishing specialty store.